lovelies, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're returning. It feels again like a long time no see. Do you guys pick up the feeling that I have struggled a bit with being on this channel? Because it's been true, I have really been struggling. I'm missing it desperately, but struggling to come back after some horrible events behind the scenes. But I am really trying to grab onto my power and to come back and stay back. Now, one of the ways that I grab onto power and strength, form a thicker skin, and to stand in my own space with my own boundaries over the years has been working with horse energy. Now, for me to say that I work with horse energy is really surprising, mostly to me, because some of the things that I've had to heal massively from in life has been family scapegoating, being the black sheep of the family, being lied about within the family, having smear campaigns come from immediate family members, and just the backstabbing and narcissism of living with a toxic family system when you are the person to start calling it out. Being the black sheep of the family is really tough, and one of the worst perpetrators of the damage done, an immediate family member, was significantly involved in horses all her life. Me, never involved with horses, never owned horses, never rode horses. I was always the artist of the family. We always had horses, but they were always hers. So for me, to see a horse, it's almost like triggering. It's a reminder of some of the people that have done the very worst and the very cruelest damage in my lifetime. However, what turned it around was stepping into my power with deity work and working with the Morrigan, and finding out about Maka and her connection with horses and horse spirits. Even still at the time, I didn't realise that the horse, even though it was connected with the Morrigan, would really call to me until I had an energy cleansing session, a chakra cleansing session, a wonderful practitioner of energy cleansing. Now, within the session that I had, some incredible things came up that I just don't know how she knew. She picked up on all of the blockages, all of the reasons why. And within that session, she wondered whether there was some sort of contract that still needed to be fulfilled within the underworld, and that's why I'd got certain blockages around certain chakras. So as part of that energy cleansing session, which blew my mind, she travelled into the underworld to see. What she found there was a gift that I didn't understand at first, the gift of a white horse. Somebody had left a white horse for me, and at the time I just felt disappointed that she hadn't found the Morrigan. It took me overnight to make the connection between a white horse and Maka, who is a version of the Morrigan. It's the way that the Morrigan can appear as Maka, who is strongly linked to horses. Her story is intertwined with horses, especially the white horse. And I literally sat bolt upright in bed the following morning thinking, it is the Morrigan, it's Maka. And for me, that first whisper from horse energy came from the idea of having my own horse to sit on at any point, to ride away, to get away, to put boundaries in place, to embody the strength and the power of the horse. It was a callback to me, to my own personal strength. So that's the background of how the horse came into my life, and horse energy and horse whispers. So when Blue Angel approached me to ask if I would like to work with this deck, the Oracle of the Sacred Horse, it was a complete no-brainer, especially when I show you the backs of the cards. I literally cried when I saw the backs before I'd even got the deck in my hands, and I knew that this was going to be an important deck for me. Look, even looking down at the box, I'm seeing pictures like this. Amazing chance to work with what is, spoiler, the real deal. It is an amazing deck. You can see on my desk where I've got decks that I work with the Morrigan with, and links to Mother Earth and Morrigan dolls. There is a white horse in there next to the crow feathers, a white horse, and my candles that I light for the Morrigan. The white horse became for me a whisper of hope and of power and of being able to propel myself forward, just like Maca. It's about not succumbing to the power and the cruelty of others. The white horse is an incredible symbol for me in my practice, and you'll see it around my sacred spaces in different forms. Here in this sacred space on my desk where I work with Tarot and Oracle, it's in the form of a white horse ornament here. It's that important. It stays out all the time. And here in this part of my room, on some of my channeled artwork, on these embroidered drawings, again, look, you can see the white horse there for a reason. Sometimes I use white unicorns instead. For me, that's just an extension of the idea of the white horse and the magic that it entails. But for somebody that hasn't been a horse lover and has also some horse connections via my family that propelled me away from working with horses for a long time, it seems really important that the horse came back. I mean, you'll see other animals here as well. Look, there's the octopus here, so that is something as well that has really impacted profoundly my spiritual practice. Like the energy of these animals, it's not just something fun to play with. At times it's been the one thing that has kept me putting one foot in front of the other, with real whispers of hope and strength that could only come from a magical place, because in real life it had just left me entirely. So this is real life-giving, profound spiritual energy that kept me going when nothing else could. And then downstairs in my doll's house corner, I am using this doll's house for different things. It's slowly coming together. You can see I've got some spell work up here. I've got dragon energy up here. This is the newest energy that has literally come storming into my life. But underneath the stairs, so there's creativity here. This side of the stairs, there's like, for me, what is like a little shrine with some of the energies that have come in since I've started walking this spiritual path. So at the back there is that idea of rebirth and Christian energy, because that's some of the first energy that beckoned to me. Mother Mary as well has really impacted me over the years. There is currently, this is a swan for Bridget, and the white horse for the Morrigan for Maca. So this is just like a little toy, but if I'm doing a area in my doll's house that represents my spiritual path, again you can see the horse is really important to me. The white horse is there for a reason. So with all that said, I think the point that I'm making is, for those of you, and I know you're out there, that want to say this is just a free deck and you're trying to sell me something, I am not. The horse spirit and whispers of horses really means something to me. It really does. So to see this oracle, and for Blue Angel that feel like friends to me, the girls over at Blue Angel, to talk to them about the reasoning why I'd like to work with this deck, it's a profound experiment really with, can decks tap into something as spiritual and profound as I feel they can this deck become a really significant tool? And I think that's how I approach my yeses to working with companies. And it's not about wanting to sell you things, disclaimers here, it's just about wanting to share what's impacting me, to share a deck and to show you what's out there. You might not have seen this, or like me, you might have thought, not sure horses are for me. But when I talk to you about the whispers that have come through and the power of horse energy and how freeing and strength giving and wonderful it's been for me, it seems remiss to pass up an opportunity to be able to share that with you. So this isn't a sales pitch for a deck. This is sharing something that's really important to me via a deck, and ornaments and statues and meditating time with horses and the Morrigan and deity work and energy cleansing sessions. It all comes into play, and it is an absolute honour to share the work of Kathy Pike and the artwork of Laura Prindle. The artwork's going to speak for itself. The artwork is spectacular. It's completely spectacular. And Kathy Pike, if you are interested in any sort of working with horses, she has immersed herself in this work. It's her life's work. It's sharing a passion and a life's work and a calling. This isn't a cash grab deck that just takes horses as a theme. Kathy's background of working with life coaches and healing modalities and channeling horse messages, working with horses, giving workshops with horses and living with horses, it's a lifetime passion for her as well. So this is the real deal. So if you open the guidebook, which is, a quite substantial, chunky guidebook, you will find out first about the work of Kathy Pike and how she views working with horses and horse energies. So you find out that she's worked for a significant number of time with people, getting them through life transitions and issues in their lives by partnering with horses. Here she says that she views horses as acoustic beings. They live instinctively, tuning into the vibrations around them, so to them intentions speak louder than physical form. They allow their wide open senses to take in the activities, weather, animals and intentions of those around them. In the wild, without this skill, they would die. Their awareness is multi-layered, so they are very present and more relaxed in the moment. In their natural environment, horses' brainwaves are consistently slower than those of humans. Faster brainwave states are not conducive to rest, healing and rejuvenation. Humans generally need to slow down, isn't that the truth? So when someone learns to be more horse-like in mind and body, they experience life at a frequency where they can connect with and understand the spiritual world. Metaphorically, horses let us ride into a plane of intelligence and vibration beyond this earthly existence. Here we also connect with and understand the spiritual nature of our universe. She goes on to talk about how she lives with horses on her property. It's just a wonderful introduction to the fact that Kathy has lived this, working with horses, as a massive part of her life, and she began to channel the messages within her healing workshops with people, and she realized that by tapping into the whispers and the energy, this slower energy of horses, that she was beginning to receive messages for people within the work that she was doing. Like I say, this really is the real deal. So we get to some of these channeled messages in the book, and you'll see immediately the artwork, it's unbelievable. So you'll get the name of the horse, you'll get a key phrase and keywords. So this is Allegria, unveiling the feminine, joy, celebration and esteem. So you've got that immediately, those key words, but then you'll get the channeled message, and they're beautiful. From the channeled message, you then get questions to ask yourselves to go and do further work. You're not just left with a bland message that you don't know what to do with. It's a nice message, but what do you do with it? The questions then move you on for you to do your own work, to leave the card out, and that's what I've been doing. So for Allegria, joy, celebration and esteem, your questions follow are: what aspect of your life needs to be known, seen and allowed to shine? Or you could work with this question: what keeps you hidden? Are you ready to move beyond this and receive more love? Or you could work with this question: what can you release to reach a higher level of your evolution? Or this question: how can you find peace and serenity in times of vulnerability and opening? You can see just from this one card and the channeled message and then the following questions that there is so much self-work that you can do to propel yourself into self-understanding, self-evaluation, your own power. It's just been wonderful for that. Working with these questions, I've worked with a journal. I've also worked with another tarot deck as well alongside this oracle, which is this one here, which I will show you in a moment. But I've been talking for such a long time now that I think it's probably time that I showed you the cards, which are beautiful matte Blue Angel cardstock. They're your typical Blue Angel card size. If I compare this to a Rider-Waite card, you can see here that's the difference. So it's matte, wonderful cardstock, wonderful to shuffle. These cards are completely out of order. Like I say, this is a deck that I have worked with for a few months now, while Blue Angel very kindly wait for the review. The backs, I just can't say enough about the backs, they're beautiful. But without further ado, let's just show you the artwork of Laurie Prindle that goes alongside this understanding and channeling and lifetime of work from Kathy Pike. I just feel it's really fitting that this card, which is also the image from the backs of the cards, should be left as the last card I show, completely unplanned, but again a magical synchronicity that I'd just like to acknowledge. And if we turn to that card, I can read the channeled message. The guidebook has coloured pictures. It also is in alphabetical order with the name of the horse. So this is Encantada, beauty and light, transition, healing, darkness and cleanse. And the channeled message for this absolutely stunning card says, Encantada is showing you to hold your back straight, your shoulders level and your head high with confidence and dignity. And that first sentence for me absolutely embodies what initially pulled me into horse energy. So again, this is all very synchronicitous for me, that idea to stand up straight, to have dignity in the face of smear campaigns. It goes on to say, imagine the beauty and energy of roses surrounding you. Again, more synchronicities for me and my spiritual path. The roses are here to enhance your space and cleanse your aura. Own this pure vibration as a spiritual being on the physical plane. Step into the future and into the light, for this is true beauty. Encantada knows you would like to step forward in your life. She knows you want to feel inner beauty and strength, and that you have the light of the divine supporting you on your journey. Yet she senses that an aspect of your life, gifts or true nature, has been in the shadows for some time. And though you want to emerge into the light, it can be scary. Troubles of the past may hamper your ability to feel confident. Please remember that you are a creature of the light. In Encantada's eyes, you can do no wrong. Step into your next expression and allow beauty to shine from inside your being onto the path you travel. Transitions can require movement between higher and lower energies. You have healed the darkness within you, and it is time for higher vibrations. Give extra care to your body and your entire being during this transition. Feed yourself only that which gives you nourishment and well-being and keeps your mind and vibrations strong. Stretch your limbs, lengthen your back. Breathe deeply. Prepare for the steps that you are about to take. Your potential is limitless. No matter how often life has felt heavy or burdened, you return to the light. You've done so much courageous work on yourself. You've shed layers of old habits and energy patterns that are familiar yet not yours. There will be other layers to shed, but do not be mired in doubt. Cleansing is part of the process of living. Your true self knows only kindness, love, and enthusiasm for life. Embrace the energy Encantada wants to transmit to you. Be open and seek a deeper connection with us by being confident in your worth and goodness. Then quiet your mind and ask for Encantada's guidance. She will be with you throughout your journey. Feel her presence and trust she is here for you. When Encantada appears, be ready to shine your warm glowing light to demonstrate the gift of being your true self. Some may turn from your light and others may be in awe of it. In the school of life, it is prudent to understand the human propensity to judge. Becoming triggered by judgments can no longer be your way. Allow the energy of the roses that surround you to absorb these detrimental comments so that you are free to express your true self. How another responds to your self-expression is of no concern to you. You are here as an example of beauty. Trust the unfolding path. Trust Encantada. She will be here as you light up your life. So guys, that is the message over these pages to do with this card. And even with just randomly this card being on the top of the pile when I finish this flip through, and even like randomly picking this as the message to read, you can see that there is some really profound messaging going on here for me, especially, that does need roses to soak up some of the nasty words that have been aimed at me from other content creators on here. No more. And the fact that it's roses soaking them up. Roses have been such a magical part of my spiritual walk. This message for me today, even just in a random flip through to show you the cards, is just profoundly healing for me, so much so that I'm like, oh wow, this card now needs to stay out. Let's have a look at the 4 questions that I'm being asked to work with as well, because don't forget, it comes not only with that powerful message but also questions. And the questions are you ready to step into an aspect of your life with courage? Have you disowned any aspect of your light being? If so, what might change if you embraced it? Are there times when you lose your light and power by worrying about what others think of you? Wow, just such profound questions for me to work with. And the last question, do you feel you are a beautiful being of light? What would it take for you to bring love into your entire being? How might that influence your path? Such incredible messages to work with. So you can see, guys, that this is quite a journey. And if I leave this card out, I want to show you then how I've been working with this deck. So I've been working with it with the Mystical Dream Tarot. Something about these 2 decks together I have found just completely magical, to be honest. So what I've been doing, I've been pulling like the Oracle card and then pulling tarot readings around that Oracle card as I've been working through those messages. And there's something about these 2 decks together that has really blown me away. It's just been the most magical combination of imagery and messaging. So I really, once I found this pairing, I've kind of stuck with it. So I'm not going to show you lots of different decks that I've worked with this Oracle with, because that's not been the case for me. I found these 2 decks, I've literally had my socks blown off by them. They've really helped me already in what has been a difficult time, to be honest. I'm seeing here the Black Wings and the Crow appear immediately. Wow. And then the 6 of Cups looking at an image of yourself, though, and with the Ace of Cups with like 2 images, 2 people here. Just very profound. It immediately starts to speak to me of messages that like literally immediately jump out at me. And look at these synchronicities, that you've got a circle with this shape here, with the circle over this shape here. Just amazing. I've loved this, guys. It would be really remiss of me not to come onto my channel and to share these 2 decks together. Can you even see this? Is this all in shot? I hope this shot is good enough, guys. But yeah, it's just been profound. And if for you want to do that deeper work with the journaling questions and to connect into an animal energy that is very healing, very prompting you to self-reflect and to find ways to step into your own power, then honestly I can't recommend this Oracle enough. And if you do happen to have this combination as well, I would really strongly advise you to give it a go. There is just something very magical about the way they've worked together. I've loved it. Perhaps it might have the same impact for you as well. And I do think if you are looking at a horse deck, it's the real deal. I keep coming back to that. It feels like the real deal. You can always sense it, I think, with a deck. You can sense what feels like a cash grab that is just running with a theme, and then the opposite end of the spectrum, a deck that is not running with a theme. It's presenting you an opportunity to tap into somebody's life work and really impactful spiritual path that they've been working with and having profound experiences with all their life. And it goes the same for artwork. You can see that this is artwork done as well by an artist that has spent their life developing their skills. I think the partnership of Kathy Pike and the artwork of Laura Prindle, it's two really skilled practitioners in their own fields coming together through Blue Angel in this deck. So I can't say enough good about it, guys. That's been the combination I've been working with while I've been away from this channel. I think that initial message for me is a reminder of coming back. So that horse card here, this one is staying out, and I love it. You will have noticed that there are a few verticals as well. That hasn't bothered me, to be honest, because there is so much depth in this oracle. It's one that just one card being pulled is enough. So there's verticals, there's horizontals. Most of the cards are horizontal, to be honest, which I suppose is more unusual, but just profoundly beautiful to work with. And I'm just so pleased I've finally got myself together enough to come back into my space and to share it, because it's magical. So guys, I'm going to link all of the links to the deck for anybody that's interested. But I'll say again, this isn't an infomercial, which a lot of people love to throw that word out, which I find, I'm going to be honest, it's incredibly insulting when you've got people being vulnerable enough to share their spiritual path, which means an awful lot to them, and they're being vulnerable to put that online, and they're being incredibly choosy about what they want to bring to you and the people that they choose to work with you, and yet they're slapped a label of, oh, the infomercial, it's just all about consumerism. I'm going to really take offence if anybody comes into my space with that attitude. There'll be blocks going on. I've had 3 of the crappiest months on YouTube I can possibly imagine, that has almost handed me off, and I'm coming back a bit more ballsy, and I will say it like it is. That is downright insulting, and you know, project your own issues somewhere else, because this isn't an infomercial. This is a sharing of something that means a hell of a lot to me, that I've worked with over time. And if you don't trust that, and you think this is all just a ruse for free decks and advertising, then please go elsewhere. I am done pandering to anybody that's bringing that sort of attitude in, because this deck doesn't deserve that. The way that the horse has impacted me, the way that I've worked with this deck, doesn't deserve that. Kathy Pike's lifetime work and Laura Prindle's unbelievable artwork also doesn't deserve any of that sort of energy. So guys, I'm being totally honest with you here. I am just so fed up of the bullshit that sometimes gets thrown behind the scenes, and I am going to call it out moving forward. So just take it elsewhere is my honest advice to everybody, if you are coming with that energy, which I know 99% of you aren't and would never dream of doing, because 99% of you on here are warm and wonderful and can basically see through bullshit. So anyway, enough of me ranting. Gosh, you might be getting a different candy coming back, guys, because I'm done with pandering. So yeah, if that offends anybody, then tough, basically. But for those of you that are warm and wonderful and have been giving so much support, thanks guys. Hopefully I'm going to stay back. Blue Angel, you guys are so wonderful. Thank you for your understanding. Thank you for taking on board what's been going on behind the scenes. Your messages meant an awful lot to me, and the fact that you've waited so patiently for this as well and have been so kind in the waiting also means an awful lot to me. I think you guys are awesome. I love this product that you put out there. It is such an honor to work with you guys and to work with this deck. It's just been profound. I mean, you've seen just from me pulling this one card today that it's impacting. It really is. So thank you, thank you, and thanks you lot for watching. Thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for listening to me rant. Hopefully everything will start to get back to normal soon. I've got some lovely decks I want to share. I've got another Blue Angel deck as well coming up, which I will share again with absolute joy. And I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.